Okay, let's have a look at the left. Left side, did you want to play any League of Legends? There's a little boy here. I'm just going to check how many we got in the booths. We got a few. We got a few. I'm just double checking. No one wants to play coach, so we'll have to check the numbers. Calm down. One more in the blue booth. Do we have anyone for that? I said anyone for the blue booth? Okay. Warren, I feel like you want to pick somebody. Do you want to pick someone for me, Warren? Guys, remember, half a step back. There's no need to come and cuddle me. I'm quite cuddly enough. I don't need you to kind of, rugby tackle my staff, please. Okay, left side, did you want to go in this booth? Middle, did you want to go in the booth? Right side, did you want to go in the booth? Okay, I think it might be the left-hand side. Might be the left-hand side. I'm going to pick two from here. Left side, did you actually want to go in the booth? I'm glad to have one in here. Are you two a couple? Oh, let's put a couple in the booth. Let's put a couple in the booth. You two come out. Let's go put you two in the booth. All right. We're going to get us underway shortly now. We'll have a couple go in the booth. Oh, no, don't worry. There's going to be more giveaways, more games, and I am going to give you to the fantastic and the talented casters, one of which is wearing a bow tie, which apparently Doctor Who thinks is cool. But over to you guys.
Right, so I've heard bot lane breaks up couples, so we'll see how that one works out for them. Nice to see Stress and Pulse with a friendly handshake before the game gets started, but
it's
here we are.
the last friendly thing that's going to happen.
Oh, it's the last friendly thing that's going to happen in this game. I know what's coming out. I know what we're going to see here. Wow, so here we are. Final game for us, I believe, today. So looking forward to it. How have you found today, Sona?
Oh, it's been incredible. The crowds are amazing. So much chanting going on. I'm pretty sure I'm deaf already by the end of this one. So
I've been listening to you shout all day, so I'm certainly deaf.
Yeah, pretty much. We are going to get into the lobby very soon. There's one more game after this cast by Stress and Pulse themselves, so hopefully they don't wear themselves out too much as they get onto the rift.
First of all, predictions between Stress and Pulse's team. Already, who's going to win? We all know.
Pulse. I'm calling Pulse straight.
See, I'm calling Stress. We all know the lower elo caster wins the game. So.
Just because you beat me a couple of days ago, okay? Pulse just has that whole sort of, he's got the strategy going, he knows a little bit more about what he's doing. I think he's going to carry from jungle.
Stress has got the balls, so he's going to go straight to the wall. He's going to counter in jungle. He's going to take out Pulse a few times. I'm sure we're going to see a couple of good plays. We'll be getting into Champ Select pretty soon, seeing some picks and bans come out, and no doubt we'll be seeing some targeted things between the two teams. So. Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to it already.
Well, I mean, Pulse has already actually told us what he's going to play. I'm not going to spoil the surprise for anyone. We will see it when we get into picks and bans, but it's going to be incredible if he does bring it out.
I've seen it a few times. In fact, there was an entire Reddit post based on this singular champion. So.
Especially with the recent changes to him as well.
Oh, it's going to be great. I'm looking forward to it. 4.17 is the rise of this specific champion.
Spin to win is all I'm going to say.
You've given it away now.
We
are already going into Champ Select now. We're going to see some bans coming out. I'm sure I know about two of them. So. Yeah. Here we go.
I'm expecting a Corki ban out against Stress. He called that one.
Oh, yeah. I'm expecting a Corki ban. Stress is basically the Yordle incarnate, but it's Yasuo coming up as the first ban.
I mean, they are both quite small people. They could both be Yordles. Lulu and Corki.
Yeah, Vi ban coming out from Stress's team. That's targeted at Pulse. Pulse pretty much plays only Vi jungle, so he's going to be very sad about that.
Vi and this one other champion that he's going to bring out in this game. It is a Corki ban coming out from the blue side, so that's Pulse banning out. That's Corki's on the Stress's side.
Yeah.
Stress's Corki side.
Indeed, Stress is one of his favourite champions. He used to play AD carry, but Stress actually in the jungle now, so away from his main role of AD carry, so we'll see how that one works out. I think he just wanted the mirror matchup with Pulse there.
Yeah, pretty much. Fizz being another ban. We've seen
interested in
great Fizzes today.
Yeah, I think if you're interested in the cast elo, I think Pulse is Plut 2 and Stress is Gold 3.
Yeah.
So
Gold 2.
Gold 2.
Don't put him down too much.
Okay. So
just because you're all up in that plat.
Tristana
and Tristana with the final two bans for both these teams. Kha'Zix we've seen really strong. Those resets, if that bug gets going, you can't squash him with a can of aid. He just keeps on in your face. And Tristana as well. Just the resets really for both of these champions can make them very, very strong. Now, first pick for the blue side. Is it going to be Pulse picking this one up for himself? I don't think we'll see it counterpick.
I don't think I mean, it depends on what they want for the team. Obviously, Pulse being the captain will probably be vying for it, but we'll see. On the other side, I expect Stress to go straight for his jungler. It hasn't revealed what jungle he was going to play to us, but actually Nah in the top lane, more than likely.
We saw a very good Nah in the last game.
I was very impressed by that Nah.
The lane phase was a little bit weak, but after that, some great Mega Nah ultimates. Did superbly well, knocking 2 people off to the side in that last team fight, which actually won them the fight.
Yeah, the Baron steal from Brycey, I got to give it to him. He
did very well with that.
Great Baron steal.
Still didn't manage to win.
Still didn't manage to win the game. Kind of threw it with the Janna and Ezreal being picked up on this rotation. So quite a strong bot lane for Poke if you had
that's
the
bot lane couple though, isn't it?
Oh, I think they're on Stress's team. Yeah, on the red side. Yeah, so possibly bot lane couple going for a increased AD Poke base shield comp there. So Brand being hovered over here, and that is Pulse's champion.
Pulse's Jungle Garen.
Jungle Garen going to be coming out here, and possibly a Brand in the mid lane. We've been seeing a lot of Brand pop up in solo queue in North America recently. He's for some reason finding a little bit more of a footing than he used to.
Pretty sure he got slightly buffed in 4.16.
Yeah, not so much that he could become completely viable.
Not completely, but he's a little bit stronger than he used to be. It looks like it could be a Syndra in the mid lane, hovering over Teemo at the moment. I'm pretty sure that's a joke pick for us. Nasa's being locked in for the top lane there on the purple side, so he's really strong. Sion's been reworked.
No, I don't think his rework is live just yet.
Oh, isn't it?
No, rework's not live.
It's still on PBE.
It'll still be the old Sion if it does go through, but it's possibly going to be a Syndra. Don't like the Nasa's pick up against the Nah. Nah can level that percentage health based damage W first. And really shred through that Nasus, and also obviously the tiny amount of range that he has in mini Nah form means that you can harass him from range. And then once he goes into Mega Nah, high amount of gap closing ability, doesn't rely too much on his attack speed as well. A lot of it is sort of ability based. So again, going to be a struggle for Nasus to farm, especially if this is an ignite lock in for Nah too.
Varus Karma bot lane is incredibly strong. That's so much poke coming out there. Piercing Arrow, Soulfire as well coming out from the Karma can do a huge amount of damage, especially if you get that Mantra on, giving it all that extra AoE damage as well.
Could be a Kog'Maw too though. Kog'Maw possibly a more meta pick. Obviously Varus falling out a little bit at the moment. It's all about the League of Auto Attack carries at the moment. Varus definitely in that old style bloodthirst.
And I guess the Nasus Kog'Maw works really well.
Yeah, definitely. The percentage health based damage is really good. And you have your own sort of self-peel, and you have a bit of armor shred there with your caustic spittles, so really good for him. And obviously all of his percentage health-based damage is all magic, so he's got the AD and then he's got his magic that managed to. It's a bit of a hybrid carry there as well.
If Vivo was played with the Ruin King as well, he's got a huge amount of percentage health.
It's just why back in Season 1, I don't know if you were playing back in Season 1, but there was a...
Showing your age here, scoundrel.
There was a trap of the AD carry item called Mad Red's Blood Razor, which did percentage health-based magic damage too, and if you were Kog'Maw, you could quite ideally rush that and just shred people, but it was a bit of a noob trap because there was a lot of better items at that point as well. But Blade the Ruin King is like the equivalent, gives you physical health-based damage and percentage sort of things, so you can get a nice mixed percentage health-based damage from Kog'Maw there.
I do like the fact we have double spin to win in the jungle. So we've got Garen spinning in with that judgment as much as he can.
I know what Stress...
Ramos.
Stress was talking to me about his potential Ramos play. His runes will be something like 36 armor.
Yeah,
and he's
36 armor, 0-30-0.
And he's just going to rush in and attempt to do as much damage with there's obviously his bladed armor passive. So
that will be really interesting if he does get that going. Of course, you can take teleport on that Rammus as well if you want to, instead of taking that flash.
I'm certain it's going to be boots and mobility home guard as soon as you can, and then start rushing into lanes.
I'm really interested in how that is going to match up, because of course we haven't talked about this yet, but Garen was buffed in 4.17. His Perseverance passive that gives him health over time gives him now 2% of his max health per second as long as he's out of combat. And it doesn't get reset by small monsters.
At level 16.
16,
16, level 16. So once he hits level 16, you can... I think the maximum that someone's managed to achieve on Garen in 4.17 is with the Warmogs and with the Spirit Visage, along as well a lot of other things. And I think they were getting 1,034 health back.
I'm pretty sure Edward from
Edward from the old game. Yeah, he managed to get 1,034 health back per 5 seconds. So essentially, you were basically on a fountain out of turret all the time. So.
It's a teleport Rammus.
It is a teleport Rammus.
Is Stress going to make the plays? Is he going to show his map awareness that comes from casting and be able to teleport into those ganks?
I don't know. I really, really want to see some crazy Stress teleport ganks. I'd be really, really happy if he invades as a 34 rune armor Rammus 0-30-0 and just goes and attempts to take down Pulse in the jungle as Garen. I can't imagine Garen has a particularly quick clearance until he hits about level 4 or 5. because you need the judgment to start doing more damage.
And of course, judgment can crit as well.
Yeah.
I know Pulse's build style.
I know Pulse has got an interesting build plan, so probably something along the lines of 100% crit.
Sword of the Divine Infinity Edge Garen from the jungle.
And you just sort of spin and hit 3 immediate crits and then start doing some serious damage.
Huge amount of damage. We haven't really talked about the rest of these teams that much. Is it going to be a Brand versus Syndra matchup in that mid lane? Who do you think that goes to?
A bad matchup for Brand in most senses. He's very immobile, has to land 2 skills in fairly hard, I guess, skill-based skill shots to get off the stun that he has. Obviously, Syndra, way more maneuverable in terms of her skill set. She can stun from a longer range without putting herself in as much peril. You've got to think that Brand has to hit a seer while someone is already ablaze. Pillar of Flame has a short range casting AoE range, and then obviously Seer puts him in a precarious position. He has to line up with the opposing target. With a Syndra, if you line up, you're just going to be a target for a Scatter the Weak. So it's a difficult matchup for Brand, but with the Garen jungle, who knows? So the silence coming out from Garen could put Syndra in the whitewasher there, so she could be definitely struggling. But then the Rammus coming in as well will be great. If he gets a taunt off, gives an easy target stack up for the Scatter the Weak. So.
I mean, Syndra and that silence is going to be a really interesting interaction, because Decisive Strike, if you get a good amount of cooldown reduction, that can be up really, really quickly. And so it's going to be very hard for her to actually get off a full combo in team fights. The way that Pulse plays it is going to be what defines these team fights.
It depends on how far I've read, because if Pulse is aiming to go for this hilarious sort of the Divine build, he'll still be quite squishy. Garen, although innately has high base health and high scaling base health, he's still, if you're not building any defenses, going to be just like any other top laner that builds full damage. He's going to be easily broken down. Obviously, he gets the percentage health base reduction when he uses Courage, which is his W ability. Which is a bit like Gragas, so you can kind of survive innately a little bit. And obviously, everyone loves the Demacian Justice Execute, so I think it's definitely a massively underrated spell in that in a 1v1 situation too.
So Kog'Maw and Karma versus Janna and Ezreal. Janna and Ezreal is a very good poke lane, very, very safe. Are they going to be able to face up against this Kog'Maw Karma sort of heavy burst?
Janna's probably one of the best supports, bar Nami, to play up against a heavy poke lane. Because you can negate the majority of the damage.
If you're using your shields properly.
Obviously, but then obviously Karma's projectile speed of her inner flame is quite slow. So you've got a good amount of time to react. It is a very poke heavy versus a very poke heavy lane. Both of them have shields, obviously. Karma will be doing the majority of the poking pre-6 in that bot lane for their side, whereas obviously Ezreal, it will be the mainstay of his poke damage there. But we are onto the Rift now. Everyone's just going to be setting up their keen bindings, getting ready. And that's a brilliant Rammus skin. I love that Rammus skin. It's a
King Rammus. Actually,
it's akin to Bowser, isn't it?
Yeah. Stress was saying beforehand, this is one of the few times he'll ever get to play King Rammus, because he wasn't playing in the beta. So that's the reason he picked Rammus. He was like, I really want to see this skin. And it's just an amazing skin. Top 500 players in the beta were the ones who got that one.
Yeah, and then it's just so rare now. Obviously, you very, very, very rarely see it. But it's a little bit of a throw over to Nintendo.
I think it's one of those skins that innately it doesn't look superb. But obviously, with the rework on the textures, it looks a lot better now. It didn't used to look that good. But because you know the history behind it, it holds just a lot of extra power.
This is Pulse probably calling for an invade here. There hasn't been any ward coverage so far. There is a very decent level 1, especially with that Q from Garen coming out for the silence.
He hasn't taken Q. He's gone for the jump. Syndra gets caught out. So much damage coming down to her. She does flash away, but is she going to be able to escape from this? No, she's not. She's going to get surrounded. Dark Spear, and there's the kill. Nar picking up the first kill of the game. Well played there by the blue side.
Yeah, they had a slight bit of vision there. The boomerang toss came out, actually potentially a little bit early, but she still had to flash the wrong way. Got cut off by a pincer movement.
The thing I love about that, Pulse didn't get an assist. It's the only person on his team not to get an assist for what was actually a very well done engage. Not the best flash there by Syndra. Didn't leave herself an escape option. Might have been better actually to flash down across the blue and then go out through river and around that way.
A bit of a pause coming out, possibly some issues with key bindings and getting used to the new mice and keyboards you're going to have to play around with. I know when I played, I'm not used to using those are they Mad Cat mice?
Yeah, they're Mad Cats. They're very nice mice, but just if you're not used to the mouse or you're not used to the keyboard that you're using, it can be a bit disequilibriumanizing. That's
a
the word.
I love that word. You should patent that.
Disequilibriumanizing. It's a great word.
Right, so hopefully we'll be getting back into the game fairly soon. That's already a straight advantage in that top lane to Gnar, who would already be winning out against the Nasus fairly easily. Obviously, the Boomerang Toss his first choice of spell, so won't be having that hyper, which gives him the percentage health-based damage. There's always a split as to which skills Na chooses to level up first. You can level up that boomerang toss for a bit of poke, or you can level up the hyper, gives you the increased movement speed on proccing it. It's a bit like Vayne's Silver Bolts. You hit 3 times, you get stacking rings, and on the 3rd ring you get percentage health-based damage, and you get a movement speed increase, which is not like Vayne's, but you get the similar sort of mechanic.
Similar idea.
Unlike Vayne, however, you can have it on several targets at once.
Which
you
is
can
really strong.
You can build stacks, and boomerang hits. If you hit boomerang, you can build 1 stack of that before you even go in. So. I'm hoping this Nasus will be okay, but with an Ignite Na, very difficult.
It's going to be very difficult for him. He has got the teleport, of course, so that will give him just that little bit of extra roaming potential, a little bit of ability to get around the map and secure those objectives for his team. But I think the Ignite Na, who now has boots as well, there's a lot of mobility in lane. The Dawn Shield on Nasus will keep him a little bit sustained in lane, but it's not going to be absolutely massive, and he's really going to struggle.
One thing, though, if they notice Na had blown his flash, which gives Stress a very good reason to just go into that straight away. But you've got to remember that
Pulse's rage quit. Pulse just like, I didn't get an assist. GG, well played. Surrender at 5, please.
You've got to remember that Nasus's early game damage is almost abysmal. Even with Siphoning Strike, it won't be doing damage until 15 to 20 minutes.
He could just be there for the Wither. Like, if you could just get that slow on, a Wither into a taunt is absolutely massive. And Rammus does have good damage.
If Na, who is now ahead in experience, gets to level 3, he'll have that bounce ability available, so he'll be able to get out post-taunt fairly easily. I don't see Nasus and Rammus taking it to Na so much that they'll be able to kill him within 3 to 4 seconds.
That's true.
So I think Na's actually fairly safe up there.
I think a gank is required, though. They need to put some pressure down, because otherwise that Nasus is not going to have any fun whatsoever.
They need to sort of make their presence felt. So Stress needs to make sure that Na knows that he's up there, that he's
Na needs to be slightly scared.
Yeah,
has to be fearful of that gank.
But Stress could also equally put his time somewhere else in the map. Syndra would be a very good person to invest in, even though she's burnt her flash already. It's an easy kill for her in the mid lane if she plays it well. Bot lane, also a decent potential, but you've got to remember that it's very scary counter ganks with Karma. She can speed up your jungler if he's a little bit further away. The damage from a empowered Q is massive.
She can get a shield as well. She can give herself a heal as well with that tether. If she gets that Spirit Bind on you, if she's powered it up with the mantle, she gets a bunch of healing out of it. We are back into the game.
Actually, we have seen that Pulse didn't have that Q available, Decisive Strike not yet available for him. So he actually started, obviously, Judgment.
He actually asked for a smiteless pull on the red.
He asked for it, no, he didn't. He actually smote it.
Oh, wow, that was a very late smite. That red was only on about 200 HP. I expected him to go across towards the blue here and try and steal that away from Rammus.
It has given the bot lane edge. That was a nice Q and an auto attack by Ezreal, but also Karma. You can see how much damage it does early on, but we are possibly having some issues again. So Pause coming out again. Not much really to sort of talk about extra in this game so far, apart from the fact that Rammus has actually started the top side of his map. Maybe wanting to avoid a counter jungle from Pulse, because that could be an option. He's actually going to head then down to his blue, and then maybe try and head down bottom for a gank. Obviously, Rammus doesn't farm particularly well in the jungle. He doesn't have a great clear speed, and he gets a better clear speed when he picks up that Quill Coat. But until that point, it's difficult for him to clear and farm. He needs to make all of his gold out of ganking. So Stress needs to be aware on the map that he can go across and use his Powerball, get into lanes. You know, like everyone hates the typical Rammus who just runs into your lane and taunts. Stress needs to be doing that right now.
As much as possible. This bot lane is actually a very good place to do it. As you were saying, Kog'Maw hasn't got an innate escape, so if they can get onto him, they can do a lot of damage. But Karma is there trying to keep him safe.
Got the shield and the speed increase, so I mean that's good against the Rammus, who's all about his speed, unless he flashes. Oh, he doesn't have flash, of course. Unless so the speed increase will be good, and obviously she can slow with her inner flames. So
Syndra getting a good amount of damage down here onto Brand. Hit level 2 just a little bit earlier, so was able to use the abilities.
That's
Look at that.
Already doing damage to Nasus there. Unbelievable. Na picking up a kill straight away, and a great gank by Pulse actually. And they
level 2 gank was surprising there, but we do see Stress like, okay, well, Garen's mid lane, I'm going to try and steal away this blue. And if he can get this, he can give his own blue across to Syndra, and that would be really helpful.
I think he's just going to take his own blue away, though, get himself a little bit further in. He's going to have to smite, though. He could be very close. He's actually wisely backing off here. You're going to get away with the power, and Pulse is going to be left hanging.
Great. Oh, Na's going to come down for this. Not able to lock him out.
Yeah, I mean, great presence of mind, I mean, from Pulse to head straight in as Garen to a Syndra without a flash as in level 2 gank, as Syndra had pushed up fairly far into the lane. That was a very good idea for him, but he has lost his blue for it. We just have to see what Stress is going to do with his own blue. Is he going to keep it on the map until he needs it, or is he going to take it straight away to get a level advantage?
Well, of course, Garen not the most reliant on blue as a jungler. He doesn't use mana.
Doesn't need it at all. So it's
cooldowns that he is reliant on.
It's not a big issue for him, actually. So he's actually going to head over to that blue now.
Yeah.
So good trade for Pulse in all, and actually Stress coming off the worst of that, because obviously Pulse has got a bit of extra experience and assist on the board already.
It depends on how quickly Stress can get to this blue buff. Pulse is going to start it up, does have that red buff, so we'll be melting it down quite quickly. I'm pretty sure he's going to take it.
Yeah, he's already got the ward down as well. He'll see when Stress is coming down to try and do it. He's got Smite available, only a couple more auto attacks with that red buff. Yeah, it's gone already.
Rammus is not going to get there in time, and he clears it out as well, which is a big thing. Gives him the time for that second blue coming up. Means that Syndra and Rammus are going to have that big contestation when it comes around to it. 3 kills to 0, 1,100 gold, 1,000 gold actually flat is the difference. We see Gnar harassing down Nasus. CS is equal in the top lane, but there are 2 kills on that Gnar.
Yeah, Gnar putting a lot of pressure onto the Nasus instead of trying to... Oh, the stun has landed in the middle there.
Brand does have Ignite as well. Is he going to go in on this one? He has got the Flash. Flash Ignite? No, decides against it. Would have pushed him under the tower and probably would have got the counter kill there for Syndra if she'd used her own Ignite.
Yeah, I mean, she didn't have a stun available, so couldn't stun him under tower, but she did have her Ignite, obviously, so that would have been very risky for Brand to do that, especially as I don't actually think the Ignite would have killed Syndra at this point. She had a lot of pots burning at the same time, so... In the meantime, though, like I said, Gnar possibly only a little bit behind us. He's just making sure he's focusing auto attacks down on the Nasus.
Trying Rammus, though.
Oh, Rammus is coming in. Stress is coming through. No flash on Gnar yet.
There's the Wither as well. Nice jump through. So the Powerball has to hit on the minions. Wither has been used already. Boomerang Blade's going to come back. There's the taunt. Are they going to be able to get enough damage down? I think they will. There's no Ignite on that Gnar. As you said, Gnar turns it around, gets 1. Won't be able to escape for sure there. Rammus gets the kill. Actually, nicely done by him to pick that one up, but Gnar played it very well and got the counter kill onto Nasus.
Yeah, 4 and 1 already, though, so far for the blue team. But a good pickup for Stress. Oh, wow. Going
Ignite's gone
down.
Counter Ignite will go down with the stun as well. Pillar of Flame, and that is well played by the Brand. There was no mana on Syndra, so she could not fight it, and Brand gets a great kill. Here comes Rammus. The king is here, Brandarino.
Oh, he's diving.
Going to get dived with their Powerball, and they do manage to pick up the kill. One more tower shot after that will be enough, but he manages to escape it. And that is 2 kills for the Rammus.
Stress doing a great job of coming in just the right time. Brand was saved by a level up then.
Here comes Pulsey Ball. Is Pulse going to be able to come in for the gank? Rammus knows something's up. Saved by the level up, as you said, yeah.
Saved by the level. Actually, Pulse is doing more across the map than... Stress is doing more across the map than Pulse is right now. He's only picked up that Spirit Stone. Actually, a very good item choice first for Garen. Mainly because of the extra damage that it does to the minions. He doesn't scale particularly well off AD, so the longswords wouldn't have been the best choice for him. The Spirit Stone means Judgment will be doing more damage across the board than a longsword would have helped him, so very good. Looks like they're trying to get some sort of dive maybe at top. Yeah, I think this is going to be a dive, I think, because he's not yet level 6. He could hit the level 6 right now. He's silenced, though!
Oh, the silence didn't actually get to level up the Fury of the Sands. And that is another kill for Gnar. 4 and 1 in that top lane. Got a Brutalizer as well. That is brutal in the top lane.
That silence just meant that he couldn't cast Fury of the Sands right there.
He wasn't even able to level up quickly enough.
No, I thought he was very close to level 6, and I was thinking if they go and dive him at level 6, it'll be a scary thing. But great job by Pulse there to get the silence off before that can happen.
And Nasus does teleport back up towards that top lane. It looks like Ezreal and Janna are trying to back away here. Look at that CS. I hadn't noticed. 43 on Ezreal, 17 on Kog'Maw.
Doing a great job. I think Kog'Maw's been forced out of lane a few times by the Ezreal, but Ezreal needs to back off now. He needs to go and invest in the goldies. Possibly going to be heading towards the BF sword fairly soon. There's a pink ward there for Gnar. They're going to clear out that ward with the help of Pulse on Garen, and Stress is just going to take away his own red buff.
Well, Pulse had tried to come across towards the red buff, so it's better to secure that than to fight over a ward.
Definitely so. Ezreal really needs to sort of clear this wave and potentially back out. I think he's staying a little bit too long. Could get caught out quite badly by a Karma Q there. The Voidoo's doing a lot of damage at the same time too. Sticking around.
The issue for them is that they pushed up really well, they've harassed down really well, but because Kog'Maw's been able to go back, he has all of this extra mana, he's got the Vampiric Scepter as well to give him that lifesteal, and now they're stuck in this position where they're getting pushed against really strongly. They don't want to go back because they lose out on all of this minion experience and all of the gold.
Gnar trying to dive.
Gnar is trying to dive. Nasus has Fury of the Sands. There it comes. Look at the health on Mega Gnar though. Flashes away just to keep himself safe, but that extra health granted from going into Mega Gnar was very, very helpful there for the dive.
Yeah, and now he makes himself a target for Stress on Rammus.
Definitely.
Stress has got that mobility home guard already, so he can come straight from base, run all the way down the lane, and then be effective in a gank if he needs to be, with that Powerball as well. But a lot of damage. There's no Fury of the Sands from Nasus, so this could be a dive from now on the next rotation round to this turret.
Ignite is still 80 seconds away. We do see the Siphoning Strike's going to give him a lot of health back if he gets it. There we are.
Oh.
But he's going to get dived. There is one more auto attack, and the boomerang, but will the minions too strong. Purple caster minions pick up the kill there for Nasus, and it's a 1-for-1 trade in the top lane.
Nasus actually opting to go for the Sheen first, so that's an interesting choice. He's picked up a...
I don't agree with the choice. I think it's a silly choice.
I don't agree with the choice either, but what can you say?
Lots of damage onto Kog'Maw here. The Arcane Barrage is there. True Shot Barrage going to come in. So much damage, and the Mystic Shot right at the last moment. Janna getting the assist by using that beautiful Eye of the Monsoon shield. Just one of those things in support. You're like, don't kill him yet, don't kill him yet. Shield. Yes, now you can kill him. I get the assist.
Great snipe from the Ezreal too. True Shot Barrage, I thought possibly from the cast had given Cog the ability to escape.
Cog still had flash available as well.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he just didn't think he was going to get hit by that True Shot right there. Garen donating the blue over to Brand there. Obviously, he's not in need of it himself. Karma doing the best job she can to try and clear these minions out. Nice empowered Q there, meaning she's going to clear the entire wave of the casters at the back. Stress obviously saying, nope, my blue, and going to continue to take it there.
Got to get those buffs. He's 2-0 though, doing very well. If he can get those mobility boots roaming the map for him, he can really help out his team. Now, we haven't talked about Ezreal's build that much. He's gone for a BF Sword first. There are quite a few different builds you can build on Ezreal these days.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the standard AD carry build at the moment seems to be that Infinity Edge into Static Shift. Still works on Ezreal, but they're going to die.
The Siphoning Strike has been procced in Mega Gnar form, and this is a very silenced Nasus. He gets taken down with that Demacian Justice. So much damage coming out from Garen.
The might of Demacia came down and executed that poor dog in the top lane. Unfortunately, he was put down, and they're going to continue to push that top lane for free. Nasus not having the best time. 1-5-1 at the moment. Yeah. Not great for him at the moment.
The rest of his team's doing relatively well, though. Syndra not having the best of days, 0-3-1, but this bot lane, Ezreal is doing a lot of damage with that BF Sword. They've lost the top turret, and that's going to help Nasus just farm up a little bit more. Syndra having to chase away on this Garen, but she's very low already.
Stun.
Nice stun across the wall. Here comes Rammus as well. There's the Unleashed Power. Nicely done there by Syndra to pick up one. Rammus is going to keep chasing, but I'm not sure it's the best idea. Pyroclasm has already been used, of course, by Brand. Going to try and get that stun off. Just about misses that powerballing Rammus. Here comes Gnar from the side. Syndra, can you fight up against a Boomerang Blade? Yes, you can. Just not quite on the mark, and they manage to escape.
Yeah, Gnar can now start to rotate rounds in that mid lane, put pressure on Syndra. She's 30 CS down almost, so she's not having the best time as well in the mid lane, but did pick up a nice kill onto the Garen there, so that makes her 1-3-1. Stress in a bit of a precarious position. But
stressful position.
Stressful position. Oh, well, I should have thought of that one. That was bad of me.
Lots of damage coming down. I mean, Stress has done really well. 2-0-1 on him. He's helped out with 3/5 of his team's kills, so that's about 60%, doing really nicely. But this Gnar is very big in the top lane. Kog'Maw's trying to get damage down on this bot lane. There's no mana here for Ezreal or Janna. The exhaust does go down on Janna. Kog'Maw needs to try and get that last living artillery. Can he take out the Ezreal? One more would be enough, but he doesn't have the mana. Garen coming from the side. Actually, Brand getting taken out of the top lane. Gnar's going to go very low as well. Garen is trying to come into this bot lane. I'm watching this fight. I'm watching the map as well. Gnar gets into Mega Gnar form. Here's Syndra as well. Here comes Pulse. He's going to try and get in, but they both manage to escape right at the last minute. Gnar's going to get slowed up. Beautiful scatter. The meat there to get the stun. Nasus picks up another go. Here comes Home Guard to teleport. It's a 1v1 jungler v jungler, but Kog'Maw coming from the side. Rammus not in the best position. Is he going to be dethroned? No, he's not. He manages to get away to the safety of his tower.
Yeah, I kind of saw that. I was hoping to see the 1v1 between Stress and Pulse, but fortunately Cog came to save the day. Karma here pushing the lane up too.
That's a great set of rotations for the purple team.
Cog's definitely going to start going towards that Blade of the Ruin King first. Tend to see that second on Kog'Maw's, like I talked about earlier. We usually see Trinity Force first point of call. He could obviously build that longsword into a Phage, take the extra Vampiric Scepter at the start to get the sustain in lane, and then work towards Trinity Force. However, probably at this point, better for him to go for that Blade of the Ruin King early on. I think he's possibly a little bit too far behind the Ezreal, because Ezreal has already picked up a Sheen alongside that BF sword. Trading is going to be out of this world for him, so he's going to need that sustain from the Blade of the Ruin King. He actually picks up an early Berserker's Greaves.
That's an interesting build on him, but Ezreal as well. BF Sword into Sheen is not what we most commonly see. Usually you see a one item rush. BF Sword does give him a huge amount of damage in the lane though.
What you tend to find is if an AD carry stays long enough in lane and gets enough gold for a BF Sword, it is the most gold efficient way to go for pure damage. Then, considering how far you are ahead, you can then try and utilize that to your advantage and then build towards your main build path, which could be that Trinity Force. Now that he's got that Sheen, his Mystic shots will be doing so much damage, like literally tons of damage.
Literally tons of damage. 150 stacks on this Nasus. He's working his way up towards that sort of 200 stacks at 20 minutes mark. Usually you want about 300 by 20 though, so he's a little bit behind. Brand getting stunned up as well. Unleashed Power's going to come in. Wow.
Deleted.
Yep, Pyroclasm animation didn't even have time to go off there. Garen trying to come in from the side. I'm not sure you can do much here, Garen. You're going to get locked out here. Janna and Ezreal around as well. And that's a very dead Demacia, man. Nicely done. Nasus might get taken out in the top. There we are. The Wallop picks up the kill. But Karma trying to come in from the side just to push back this mid lane advance from the red team. They are going to get the tower, and that will push them about 1,000 gold in the lead. Stress is going deep. Here comes Syndra without any mana though. Kog'Maw's going to go very low. Uses that heal. Is he going to be able to escape? The red buff is proccing. He has to flash away. The turret goes down. And True Shot Barrage not quite available for that snipe on the Kog'Maw.
Yeah, I mean, that was a very aggressive play there from Stress, trying to go for the 2v1. No mana on Syndra, so there wasn't enough backup lane. This is what I was talking about the Syndra matchup.
Nasus teleport cancelled there. He teleported to a tower that was dying.
Oh, Syndra possibly getting caught out for taking that pink ward away. This is what I was talking about in the Syndra Brand matchup. Despite Syndra being so far behind, Rabadon, there's a Rabadon's already completed on the Brand. She can still manage to out-duel him just because
it's a smite. Oh, it goes to Pulse. Nicely done by him. Pyroclasm is going to bounce a bunch of times. Here comes Brand, picks up one with that Ignite. That's definitely going to be a kill. Double kill, triple kill for the Brand. Ezreal off to the side, not able to do much, and that's a huge turnaround for the blue team.
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of thinking this in my head. Oh no, Brand's got a Rabadon. Pyroclasm's going to bounce well. Karen's already made his way. They're not taking this dragon quick enough. And looks like Ezreal is in a precarious position as Nah has already rotated down. Is he going to continue down? Oh no, the True Shot Barrage.
Oh, actually picks up a kill and gets the heal.
Wow.
Snipes out Karma with that True Shot Barrage. Stayed too long though. He's going to get jumped on. Is it going to be enough? Nah, Mega Nah will save him. Not quite able to get enough damage down there. Here comes Rammus powerballing in. Can he lock someone up? He gets the Brand with the taunt. Going to take a couple of tower shots there. He will save the tower for the moment being. Janna coming to protect it with a shield as well, but just very good rotations here from the blue team, and red team staying a little bit too long on that dragon. Yeah,
boost and mobility finished up for Pulse as well, so he's going to be running around the map with that decisive strike, obviously giving him a movement speed increase too. Looks like Stress is going to farm up this blue, but it should be respawning in a few seconds.
No, it just died. It got taken away.
Oh, it just got taken away.
Stolen away.
Pulse thought it was there, and then decided to go around and take the wolves, so there we are.
Yeah, he's decided to take up his wolves. Pulse actually taking over his own blue buff there, so now that's double blues. Cooldown reduction on that Garen is very, very strong. 5-3-1 onto Brand, 7-3-1 on Nah, and they are very big champions.
Interesting item choice for Nah. He's opted for a
Frozen
Brutalizer
Mallet.
into a Frozen Mallet, which actually I quite like against if he wants to really, really pressure that Nasus. It means he'll consistently be able to chase him down in lane, get the increased movement speed from his Hyper, and have the decreased movement speed onto Nasus, chase him down and kill him over and over again. And actually, I quite like it. Frozen Mallet is kind of everything that Nah needs for his kit. It's AD, it's health. You know, he scales from health, he scales from AD. A lot of his damaging abilities in Mega Nah form scale from his percentage max health. All of his damaging abilities in Mini Nah form are all from AD. So it's a nice idea. If it was a little bit more gold efficient, I'd
that's the problem with the Frozen Mallet generally, is it builds out of 3 separate items and none of them have a tier 2. You're building 3 tier 1 items to get what is a relatively good item at the end of the game. Whether it goes down onto Nah, there's the Cycling Strike as well. The taunt comes out from Mammoth. The Powerball has already been used. Are they going to be able to chase this one? Another Wither would be great here from Nasus.
If he can proc a Hyper, he
procs the Hyper, but the Powerball's coming in as well. Can the King chase it down? No, he hits a minion. We need a Ghost. There's the Ghost coming out from Nasus. Is he going to be able to chase it down this Nah? I think they should be able to close in on this one. Taunt is available. No, another bounce away. The tower's there, the Powerball, the Wither. It's going to be enough. Cycling Strike will get the kill. And even with Nah's best efforts there, the King is going to reign supreme.
Yeah, you'd think this game was going out of control, but the gold lead is so tight at the moment at 1.6k. All of the gold is on Nah in that top lane, and having built such a gold inefficient item, I feel like he's wasted a lot of it already. However, I do like the the Frozen Mallet is good for the 1v1 situation, but in the bot lane we've got to engage.
Lots of damage. Karma trying to get that tether off, and Kog'Maw running the wrong way, really, for this here. There's a Rampage. Brand picking up the kill onto Nasus. Kog'Maw's going to get taken out here by Ezreal. The teleport in a very, very late. Kog'Maw is going to get jumped away from, but here it comes Aramis. Double kill for Ezreal. And that makes it 14-13 in favor of Pulse.
I'm going to say, for all the talk that Pulse gave about his Garen jungle, Stress has been out jungling him at the moment, as you would expect from a Nasus, though.
Oh, here comes Syndra. Is he going to be able to melt him down? And Unleash Power will be enough with the Ignite. Tick, tick, auto attack and gets the kill. Brand is there as well. He will not be able to close round onto this Syndra, though. Doesn't connect with his spells, so Syndra will be able to escape.
Like I said, if he's going to build this damage-based...
another teleport coming in here. They're going to go for this bot lane in a tower. And Gnar was there, but Nasus comes in with that Triforce, doing a huge amount of damage.
Here we go.
They do manage to pick up the first inner tower in that bot lane. Gnar,
beautiful
ultimate from Gnar there to knock two people into the wall. Nasus is going to get melted away, as is Rammus. The tether is there from Karma. Nasus actually took a long time to go down. Rammus gets taken out, double kill for Gnar. And they do manage to clean up. The inner turret did go down there, and Purple Side picked that one up.
What a great ultimate from Gnar there. Straight into the wall.
Syndra. Syndra, that's not a good position. Boomerang comes in. She is slowed up. Trying to get the flash away from Scatter the Meek. Not going to be enough. Pyroclasm comes out. And Brand picks up the kill. Gnar is playing out of his socks. Does he wear socks? I don't think he wears socks.
But like you said,
he's playing out of them.
He
hasn't got socks on.
Playing out of them socks, and he doesn't even have them.
True Shot Barrage coming in here, not going to
I'm just hoping his next item is going to be something tanky.
Yeah, Vanduins.
Gnar actually does really well if you build in full tank.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see. Stress comes in and tries to clear that mid-lane tower, but unfortunately...
That will be okay.
Already gone down. It would be okay. And you see, Brand's actually pretty big as well, so that all the gold is centered on both this Gnar and this Brand. Brand going towards what would potentially be a Athene's and Holy Grail next. I think Stress wants to chase down Pulse here.
Now we're going to decide to back away from it. Now, Nasus is 2 levels behind his lane opponent. 942 on that Gnar. He's absolutely huge. Nasus trying to get his stacks up. Is sitting at about 240 at the moment, so slowly getting there, but he's really about 60 stacks behind the peak that you'd like to be on Nasus.
Yeah, 300 at 20 minutes is kind of the rule of thumb of doing it okay in lane, so Nasus, again, a little bit far behind, but not too far behind given how badly he got destroyed in lane by this Gnar. My only issue with what Nasus has built is that he's going to be so easy to focus in these team fights, and actually quite easy to kite against the team that he's with, because he'll go down so easy to a Kog'Maw and a Gnar who both do percentage health-based damage.
The Dragon will be up in about 17 seconds here. There's great ward coverage from the red team. They've got a pink ward just placed on it there. It's going to spot out any wards from the blue side, Impulse's side. But it looks like it's just going to be Gnar and Brand pushing down this mid lane, going for the tower as much as possible. Gnar doesn't have the best tower pushing. There's 4 people coming in here, 5 people from the red team. Beautiful ultimate. Brand needs to get that Pyroclasm off. It's going to bounce so many times. Look at it, melting everyone down. Nasus trying to chase Brand. Gnar is going to get taken out by Ezreal to the side. The red buff is proccing. Rammus actually gets the kill. Nasus gets taken down as well. Kog'Maw and Karma are trying to join this one up as quickly as possible. The heal! There's the ignite as well. Ezreal's going to go down in the backside. Brand is still alive.
The silence!
Demacian Justice comes in. Justice has been served to your team, Stress, and you're going to go down as well. It was a 3v5 and the 3 win it with only taking 1 death.
Crazy. I mean, right at the end there, Syndra wanted to get an extra Dark Spear to try and take out Brand, and unfortunately she was silenced by Pulse. He came in, Demacian Justice from the sky for the execute, and they're going to take the mid lane tower when Kog'Maw and Karma come to rejoin.
All credit to Gnar there. That 4-man stun ultimate into Pyroclasm was absolutely gorgeous.
Just great.
Let Garen spin to win under it all, and then the Demacian Justice at the end just to save that Brand's life. Really well played by them, and it doesn't matter how much vision control you have on a dragon. If you're not alive, you can't take it.
Exactly, but here's the True Shot Barrage.
Oh, True Shot! Oh, he got the shot down on Brand, though. Does manage to pick up... Brand gets the... What? Brand got the kill on Dragon, even though Smite was available.
It would have been his passive. Brand's passive would have burned the Dragon right at the end. So that would have been margins from Ezreal taking it right there.
That was so close. Rammus on Kog'Maw. There is a Garen backing away. Here's Karma. Karen's actually decided to join in. Janet is there to provide a little bit of peel, but look at that damage onto Kog'Maw. If Stress can get to the stage where Kog'Maw is just wailing away on him and not doing much, he's going to go in for it because Syndra and Nasus have joined the fray. This is a very dead Kog'Maw. The exhaust has been used. Syndra will help out. Oh, actually flashes away. Nicely done across the wall there. I was so sure he's dead. Ezreal's backing here. Don't back, Ezreal. He backed. Okay, could have helped out a little bit with the kill here. Wither any second now will be able to pick up this Kog'Maw. He's just showing them the dragon, being like, yep, guys, you may have got the kill on me, but we took the dragon.
Yeah, so Kog'Maw going to go down there. Nasus picking up a bit of valuable gold. has picked up a Kindle Gem. Now, for Nasus, there's a couple of build paths, but the majority of good Nasus players will tell you it's best to build early cooldown reduction that's cheap in the form of a Glacial Shroud and a Kindle Gem, both of which you can use.
Looks
like
Ezreal's
going aggressive.
Going for it. The Ignite is there. True Shot Barrage comes in as well.
Oh,
But Ezreal dodged it. Nah, you little Yordle God gets another kill for himself. 10 and 5 now. That is an absolutely huge KDA.
Nah used the jump to
Oh,
dodge.
here comes Rammus. He's going to see Nah in the bush. Gets knocked against the wall. Wallop comes in as well. Nasus is there. So much damage coming down onto that Rammus. Is it going to be enough? There's a siege minion. He's going to get the kill here. Nah is incredible. There's the Wither onto him. One Siphoning Strike is not going to be enough.
Strikes.
We need another Siphoning Strike here. Can he get that hyper passive? The Boomerang Blade, Nah might actually even escape this one. Jumps away, the Wither isn't there. Nah is going to be able to get away. Here comes Janna. She's going to have to back away as well. There's a kill from Syndra onto Cogmore. Nicely done. There's the Wither. Spirit Fire is enough, and Nasus picks up the kill. Another shutdown for him, giving him a big bunch of gold. He's sitting on 1,300. What do you think he's going to get with that Kindle Gem?
Probably
Karma not in a good position. Missed the Scatter the Meek there.
Probably a Spirit Missile.
Here comes the teleport as well, though. King Rammus is going to come in from the backside. Syndra goes down straight away. Rammus is here trying to block off the exit path here from Brand. Ezreal's alive and is doing a huge amount of damage. Rammus gets one onto that Brand. There is a Garen, however, in the mid lane. They're going to chase onto this. Look at the damage onto that Garen. He has gone for Infinity Edge. I'm not sure that was the best item path from this Garen, and that's another kill for Ezreal. He's 6 and 3 with an Infinity Edge and a Sheen with that Vampiric Scepter as well.
You got to think, if Garen isn't focused, he'll do a lot of damage. But unfortunately, he's just so non-tanky.
Yeah. If Na's not there, Garen is the focus, along with Brand, of course.
Yeah, I mean, because obviously Cogmore has only just picked up that Blade.
Really? Are you really doing this, Stress?
Wow, Stress is going for Baron right now.
This is exceptionally brave, especially since they all walked over this ward and it's spotting them out. Here comes Gnar. I am putting my bets on a Gnar quadra kill right here. Yeah, just going to wallop them into the wall. Here we go. Boomerang Blade comes out. Ram is trying to engage onto it, but look at how low health he is. Nice jump away from that. Wither did go down as well, and they're going to have to back away from that Baron. And you need to clear out wards if you're going to try and do a snaky Baron.
Yeah, unfortunately they didn't check one of the main brushes that is always warded in that outside of Baron area, and they didn't manage to get away with it. But nice try. Maybe if Nasus had popped his ultimate, which does do percentage health-based damage to minions, he may have got away with it. And now there's a return Baron. This is just going to be another Baron off the bat here.
They're going to go for it. Ezreal has a huge amount of poke damage here. Syndra as well, and it's going to be very dangerous for them to try and get this one down. Here comes Nasus a little bit early, going to back them away from this Baron. Actually stop focusing it now. Gnar is in Mega Gnar form. He jumps in. One of Ezreal into the wall. Syndra's there as well. Nice Monsoon, but it's the Pyroclasm as well. Going to do a huge amount of damage. True Shot Barrage. Going to get everyone solo. Triple kill for Brando. And Gnar with the huge plays once more. Ezreal has no mana here. They can chase him down. Boomerang Blade's going to slow him up. He doesn't have Flash available for another second and a half. And that's basically a quadruple kill there for Brand. Really nicely done. And the Baron baits are real.
Brand is the unsung hero right now. We're talking about now
14 and 5.
But Brand is using those ultimates to perfection every time he moves the stun up from Wallop.
Here
comes Stress though.
Stress trying to make them back away. He does manage that. He gets locked up as well. There weren't any minions there, so a couple more tower shots tanked up by any of those members would have taken them down. It is 21 kills to 29 at the moment for Pulse's team. A gold lead of about 7,000, and you have to think a lot of that sitting on mid and top lane.
Yeah, and those are quite good lanes to have your gold invested in. Gnar is picking up a lot of health. He's picked up that Randuin. He's going to start to scale with his Mega Nam form really well. He's got that Brutalizer for a bit of extra early game damage. He may eventually build into something like a Blade of the Ruined King to make him still relevant in terms of overall damage. And Brand, well, what can we say? The guy's got 3 core items for his champion. He's got the Rabadons, he's got the Void, and he's got the Athenes.
He's almost got a Rhyalize.
And he's almost heading towards that Rhyalize for good team fight control. Pyroclasm across the team, slowed, can get the follow-up from Garen.
They just have such a good team comp. If you get a silence on, say, one of the squishy carries, so Ezreal or Syndra, and then you get a Mega Gnar like ultimate into the wall, Pyroclasm just melts him. We saw it in that last fight, got him a triple kill straight away. He managed to pick up the quadra at the end, and we need to avoid that team comp. You
can actually use your Siphoning Strike on wards. If Nasus is listening, you can get a stack from killing a ward with the last hit there.
Actually, Snoopy's done that once, and he saved himself. He was ignited, and he Siphoning Strike to ward, used the Soul Siphon passive that he has to get all that extra lifesteal and saved his own life.
He did, yeah. He
the good old days of Nasus jungle, my friend.
It wasn't too long ago, actually. Anyway, the only thing that stresses team...
they're going to go for a fight here. Karma and Gnar coming in from the side. Syndra a little bit overextended. Kog'Maw's going to do a lot of damage, and it's the unstoppable for Brand. 15 and 5 now. Gnar's going to try and engage onto this one, but Rammus has powerballed up. Gets slowed by that frozen mallet. Going to be able to get away. Spirit Fire. Actually, Nasus went a little bit too deep onto this one. Ezreal's split pushing at the moment. Is he going to be able to get an inhibitor out of this? I'm not sure. It doesn't have a massive wave. Gnar uses Fury.
Oh, Mega Gnar!
Straight into it. Knocks them both back. Such great play by Gnar at the moment. And there's the Demacian Justice against his co-caster to finish up the kill. Janet is there. Ezreal has decided not to back, hoping that they're not going to go for the Nexus turrets here. Syndra is up in only 10 seconds, so it will be an inhibitor for the blue team. But Ezreal is going to try and play back and get his own inhibitor turret just to be able to get a little bit of damage. Gnar is recalling, doesn't have home guards, has gone for Fura instead to get that extra auto attack speed. But this should be a turret for Ezreal, and I think if he plays it perfectly, he can actually 1v1 this Gnar.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be able to finish the game. They're going to have to back off. Actually, Ezreal's going to get the turret and back out. So not a too bad trade. They lost an inhibitor, but they did get the best out of a bad situation.
Gnar's chasing.
He is chasing indeed.
Oh, Brand gets the kill on Syndra as soon as she comes out. Janet's there as well, very, very low. Uses that silence on to Rammus. Here comes Nasus from the side, but Brand is a very scary man at the moment. Kog'Maw's backed all the way away. The Spirit Visage has been completed on that Nasus as well, but look at the damage he takes. This is what you said, if you don't build a tanky item first on the Nasus, you're just going to melt away very, very quickly. Ezreal has decided to stay split pushing. Pings on the dragon. They haven't spotted Ezreal yet. It looks like Gnar and Brand are going to back off, and they should be able to wane him away from this inhibitor.
Yeah, I think Gnar is going to be able to do something about this. Actually, the True Shot Barrage comes out towards Dragon. He's going to get caught out here.
If he doesn't manage to flash across this wall, he's going to be a very, very dead Ezreal. Does manage to get away. And just showing his skill right there. This is going to be a dragon, but the rest of the blue team are going to try and conglomerate onto this Ezreal. That's a great word, isn't it? Conglomerate. Ezreal going to Arcane Shift across the wall away from Dragon to try and keep himself safe, and he will be able to escape. Did get a little bit of damage on the inhibitor, but of course they regenerate health, so it should be back up to full health by the next time he gets there.
You can really see the global gold advantage on the side of blue side. There's almost the Zhonya's completed on Karma, and once she gets that, she'll be doing a very similar amount of damage to the mid laner Syndra.
Yeah.
I mean, Karma has high base damage, good AP scaling with a Zhonya's and a Frost Queen Claim. She'll actually be doing a lot of damage.
Syndra's sitting on 2.5 items. Brand is sitting on 4.
Yeah,
that is a huge difference.
He's finished that right.
Especially since Rabadon's is one of those items as well.
The likely end of his build path, if he doesn't go for a defensive item, will be a Leandra's Torment. Because it scales so well with his passive and scales quite well with the Rhyolize as well.
It basically gives you a double proc of that damage over time. They're going to place another ward here. Baron is up for contention again. 31 minutes into this game. 33 kills to 21 is the lead, and it's a 9,000 gold advantage for Pulse's team. The Oracle's Lens has been picked up to help clear out those wards around Baron. Syndra backing away, Gnar being very, very manly as a little tiny Yordle, and they're going to start off on this Baron.
And you notice Ezreal has been fairly starved of gold for the majority of the time. He may go back now and pick up a Trinity Force, but he's been sitting on that for about 10 minutes. Now he's picked up the Trinity Force.
Look at the CS difference though, he's 100 CS ahead of that Kog'Maw.
Yeah, but he's the only member on his team that has been fed, and that's an easy Baron going over to the blue team. True Shot Barrage again, potentially trying to make something of it. Gotta give props to this Gnar though, he's played so well. So well.
Brand as well, like we've mentioned it a couple of times. Also Karma has played really, really well. When you look at that Kog'Maw, hasn't been playing the best. Karma's kept him safe a lot of the time, done really well. There's the Talisman of, not a Talisman of Ascension, just
it's
a
the
speed
empowered shield.
Empowered shield, used by Karma just to get them up into the faces of this red team. They're going to rotate down towards bot lane and try and get this inner turret pushing. Gnar could probably stay mid and just help push that wave if he wanted to, just because he's got so much harass potential, and he's very, very safe. We've seen him escape twice, probably 3 times from almost impossible positions.
You just got to look at the level disadvantage between the top laner and the mid laner from both teams. There's 3 levels, which counts for quite a lot at this point. You've got to remember that a level 3 ultimate is worth a lot, 1,000 to 2,000 gold's worth of damage from each side. So they're going to be doing a lot of damage with both of their ultimates. Imagine a level 3 Pyroclasm versus a level 2 Syndra's ultimate.
Nasus has only just hit 340 stacks, about 10 minutes late. By this point, you'd expect him to be about 600 stacks to get all the extra damage.
500 to 600 stacks at this point, and Nasus, he just hasn't had the time to farm. There's no waves pushing towards him. Obviously, you're going to prioritize farm onto the carries. Nasus isn't particularly known as a high priority carry. He kind of just farms up when he can and You know, at this point, Nasus is
oh wow, that Ezreal damage. They're going to go in onto it. There comes
there's
Gnar. There's the
ultimate.
stun as well. Pyroclasm coming in. He's godlike right now. Janna almost getting taken down just by Pyroclasm bounces. Brand picks up the double kill. They're going to keep fighting this one. Ignite on Janna gets her down as well. Nasus uses that Fury of the Sands. Tries to kill Cogmore. Actually, the tower targeting him down. Does manage to get the kill. Tower goes down now. Nasus is going to try and kill off that Karma, but doesn't manage to secure it. Syndra is still alive. Has that Unleashed Power and Ignite if they can turn this one round. But I'm not sure if they'll be able to do it. And we just see the power of Brandon Gnar really carrying their team to victory at the moment. They're going to go for the first Nexus turret. A nice knock away there onto the, wow.
The Infinity Edge.
That Infinity Edge damage with Judgment is so huge. Syndra getting taken very low. Scatter of the Weak. There's the Unleashed Power as well. The Demacian Justice. Is it going to be enough?
Oh,
there's the shield as well. Ignite is ticking in. It doesn't quite get the kill. They managed to secure that. Here comes True Shot Barrage though, straight away. Ezreal should be charging this one up to try and get the kill.
Stress from the back.
All the way from the backside. Manages to get one. They're going to turn it onto Karma. There's the Essence Flux. Will it be enough? Mystic Shot goes in, but there's the Exhaust as well. Pyroclasm is bouncing. Double kill for Ezreal. Brand is still alive, however. Ezreal gets the triple. Can they turn this into a quadra by closing down onto this Gnar? The Powerball is there. Nobility Boots are going to be stopped, however. There's the taunt. Ezreal is chasing onto this Gnar. Look at the speed from Hyper. It's so quick. There's no red buff here for the red side. And Gnar should be able to escape. Might even try and turn this one around with the way that he's been playing. He's got Vandrines. He jumps in. Look at this aggression in what is basically a 2v1. He turns it around. Taunts. There's the Mega Gnar as well. Rammus trying to lead him away. For his people, he will die, and Rammus should probably go down here to Gnar. It's going to be a very prolonged chase, I get the feeling, but Gnar will eventually pick up this kill.
Very low damage from Gnar, unfortunately, unless he's using his skills. The ultimate does a lot of his damage. Obviously, when he picks up his rock, a bit like when he catches his boomerang, he gets a lower cooldown. Gnar, so tanky, so much damage as well.
Oh, he's going to go on to Syndra as well. There's the boomerang. Syndra does have the Unleashed Power available, but look at the speed gain. Unleashed Power comes out. Gnar still on a third of his health. He gets another kill. Gnar 15-6-15. He is carrying this team so well.
He's been playing out of his skin this entire game. The guy has been bouncing across skill shots, and he's got a lot of money now, and he's probably tanky enough. He can probably afford to now go and invest in some sort of damage.
Triforce.
Triforce is actually quite a legit item to pick up.
Fox off Boomerang. Boomerang Blade is so
he has just spent the gold, so we have to see. Goes towards a GA, so likelihood is his last item. If he gets a lot of gold, could go for a Triforce, but I'd quite like to see a Black Cleaver. Black Cleaver would work out quite well.
Black Cleaver or Yumu's both build out of that Brutalizer. I agree with Black Cleaver being the preferable one, but I'm giving the option.
If every time his Boomerang will hit, he'll hit one of the armor shreds for the Black Cleaver. So Yumu's not so good on Gnar, apart from maybe the attack speed increases.
Both he and Brand are sitting on over 16,000 gold. The closest on the enemy team is 13,000 on their Ezreal, who is trying his hardest to help out his team, but when you are that far behind the enemy, basically hyper carries, you're really going to struggle. There's the GA on Gnar. He's going in. So much damage from him already, level 18. First level 18
about to hit that Mega Gnar status.
This is going to be dangerous. Mega Gnar is going to go in. There we go. Jumps in. Doesn't get the stun off. Actually knocked back very nicely by that Janna and by the Scatter of the Weak. Look at the damage coming down on to Impossible in the top lane. Gets taken very low, but there's the Demacian Justice. Ezreal is trying to get as much damage down as possible. Monsoon comes out. The Nexus is getting taken very low here. Is it going to go down? I don't think it is. It's sitting on about 9,000 HP. They're cleaning up though. Syndra gets a double kill. Ezreal gets one as well. Gnar is once again the last man standing for his team. Can they chase it down though? I'm not sure they will be able to. He jumps across the wall. Ezreal's going to flash for it. If you can get that GA down, that is a superb advantage for your team. One more auto will do it. Manages to get it with that Arcane Shift, but can he kill Gnar as soon as he comes out? He jumps away, misses the Mystic Shot. Ignite goes down. Gnar's going to turn it around. He does. He does get taken out by Syndra though. And that is an ace. Syndra picking up 3 and Ezreal picking up 2.
Unfortunately, Pulse's team targeting the Nexus before targeting the champion.
No, I think Fnatic showed today that that's not what you want to do.
No, unfortunately, didn't manage to. They probably could have won a team fight very easily if they hadn't all tried to focus down on that Nexus. A bit of tunnel vision coming out, especially from the Cogmore there. They only managed to pick up the Nasus, and it was actually in the end I think it was a 1 for 4, and I think Ezreal did go down, so maybe
at the end,
2 for 4. End,
But they did get the Nexus under 1,000 HP. If they auto-attacked it a couple more times, they would have got it down. But it's one of those things where Do you call, let's win the game straight away, or do you say, well, we're this far ahead, let's kill the champions and then go for the Nexus?
Yeah, I mean, they should have killed the champions and it would have been a clear-cut thing, but I think maybe wanting to go straight for that Nexus for a bit of a flashy finish.
Ezreal was playing out of his skin as well. Like, he's got an Infinity Edge Bloodthirster and Triforce.
Sword of the Divine Garen.
Yeah, Sword of the Divine Garen and a Yumu's pick up there onto the Nard. Just saying,
I don't agree with the Yumu's. I mean, the movement speed might be good.
It's the movement speed.
Yeah,
that's what he's doing it for, because Ezreal's the one who keeps killing him. He wants that extra bit of movement speed just to escape those Mystic shots.
Yeah, I mean, Ezreal still hasn't picked up a Last Whisper yet, so he's not going to be doing too much damage to that now. I think that Baron is going to be on the cards
up in 19 seconds. That ward will be alive for when it pops, so the red team will actually get vision on it this time. Last time they didn't know it was going down at all. It was the second Baron of the game, of course, going across towards the blue team. If they can start to get these Barons, Ezreal's doing really well. Janna's got some great disengage. Nasus is slowly ramping up. He's got his Frozen Heart as well now. Could be dangerous for him to fight against him.
I think Cogmore may be going for a Runan's Hurricane.
It's an interesting item build.
It doesn't...
Oh, True Shot Barrage is coming in. I don't think it's going to get this one. No. And the teleport. Cancel that. Cancel that right now, Stress, you fool. No, I'm actually flashing over the wall there. Misjudged that ever so slightly.
Maybe he thought because of the teleport.
Oh yeah,
there were people over the other side of the wall, and he may be going to commit.
That's actually really big for this next fight, though.
Yeah, he hasn't got his flash available,
and he hasn't got GA as well. Of course, that's on cooldown at the moment. About half its cooldown left. Is another Baron going across towards the blue team, so they'll have all of those extra statistics. But it's only the Nexus left here for the purple side, for the side of Stressy Boy. Is he going to be able to keep this one going? So close.
I don't believe if Runan's Hurricane.
Oh, here comes Rammus from the side. He knocks out Karma, tries to get onto Brand, but the rest of his team is just having to kite back from this Gnar at the moment. Gnar is getting onto the Ezreal. So much damage coming down. There's the Monsoon. Pyroclasm is going to bounce onto only one target. Gets the Janna out, but everyone is still very high health on the blue side. Here comes Gnar as well. He stuns 3 people up. Great play by Gnar. Quadra kill for Brand. And this is going to be the Nexus. He's not going to get the Penta. Blue team take it away, and Pulse wins the Battle of the Casters.
There we go. Pulse, GG. Garen jungle working out there. But
Way
I've
got
to give props to Stress. You have a great game on Rammus there. Trying his hardest to get a couple of games.
He won the early game.
He definitely won the early game.
well in the early game.
But MVP has got to be Gnar. Those ultimates in and out of every team fight. So good.
So good. Brand played superbly as well.
We're going to hand over to our wonderful presenter, Brycey, over here.
Standing on the wrong side of the stage. Okay, we'll pass over.